I'm okay. I'm glad everybody's back. Okay. Mhm. Who's, who's, who's trying to? No, 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 no. Mhm. Okay. I think that somebody was trying to record, and that is uh what cuts everything off. Please don't record, please. Okay, let's just continue. It's some nuisance. I don't know how they do this. Okay, let's just continue. I don't want to be interrupted. Okay. They just interrupted the meeting. Maybe I will not be doing oh, maybe I'm not going to do. Okay, let's just continue. This was an unholy interruption, unholy interruption. Wow. Okay, let's just continue. I'm sorry for the interruption. That is part of what you see when you do stuff like this. So let's just continue. God never calls us to success without significance. Every divine assignment carries generational impact. Abraham, Deborah, Esther, each lived for more than themselves. So, to build a lasting legacy, you must move from inspiration to implementation. You must move from inspiration to implementation. So, let's talk about the 5 pillars of legacy. The 5 pillars of legacy. Number one, It's clarity, values, contribution, character, cultivation. I call them the 5 C's: clarity, values, contribution, character, and cultivation. So we're going to discuss each one now. So the first one is the first pillar is clarity. What do I mean by that clarity? Clarity of purpose, knowing why you exist, knowing why you exist, your why. It's often said that when you don't know the purpose of a thing, abuse is inevitable. So, purpose is the compass that keeps your life aligned. When you are clear about why you exist, your decisions become intentional, your boundaries become stronger, and your focus, becomes sharper. Purpose removes confusion. It directs, your energy. It directs your energy towards, what matters, and frees you from, what distracts. When you understand your purpose, you stop living by accidents and start living with direction. Your legacy begins the moment your purpose becomes clear within you. I'm not talking about external, I'm talking about inside of you, within you. So, what is the second pillar? The second pillar of building your legacy is consistency. Consistency of values. Your daily decisions reflect your core beliefs. Legacy is not built in one day. Legacy is not built in one day. It is built in the daily choices that reflect who you are at your core. Values, we did a workshop, I think sometimes in May, about core values, aligning your purpose. Values are the guardrails that shape your character, your decisions, your relationships, and your leadership. Consistency is what makes people trust you. It is what makes your life credible. When what you believe, what you say, and what you do all align, you begin to model a life that is worth following. Your value, your values must show up in your habits, in your responses, and how you carry yourself. How you carry yourself. What is the number 3 pillar is contribution. Contribution, your unique gift to the world. So was designed, your life was designed to be an answer to someone's good contribution. So your life is designed to answer someone's need. Someone needs something from you. You carry someone's solution. Contribution is not just what you give, okay? It is who you are becoming in the process. It is the wisdom you share, the solutions you create, the compassion you offer, and the excellence you bring to your assignments. Your gift, your story, your voice, your expertise, your creativity, all these form part of the legacy you leave behind. The word remembers impacts, not intentions. I can't say, oh, I want to do, I want to do. No. The word remembers your impacts, not intentions. Contribution turns your life into evidence. Contribution turns your life into evidence. Let's look at the fourth pillar. The fourth pillar is character. Character and integrity. Character and integrity. Credibility sustains legacy. People trust what you consistently model. Let me, I want to show the people the screen. Okay. I wanted to use this my laptop for StreamYard, but sometimes it goes off. So I decided to just use the phone. So, character. Your legacy is only as strong as the character that carries it. Integrity is the backfire or the backbone of influence, is the backbone of influence. It is choosing truth when life feels easier, choosing responsibility when excuses feel comfortable, choosing, discipline when shortcuts feel tempting, choosing responsibility when excuses will be comfortable or preferable. People may admire your talents, but they trust your integrity. Character gives your legacy weight, depth, and longevity. Without credibility, everything you build collapses when pressure comes. Because let me tell you, pressure will come. So the fifth pillar in building your legacy is cultivation. What is cultivation? Cultivation of people. In coaching, for instance, we talk about nurturing. You bring people in, you nurture them. Sometimes we do educational stuff just to nurture people. Like this is free thing, but having done this, the rest is to nurture, provide guidance, provide education, knowledge, helping people to grow, making impact in their lives. So cultivation of people is the fifth pillar. Mentoring, multiplying others, because legacy rises through people. A true legacy cannot end with you. Okay, I want you to get that. It must pass through you to others. I think it was Paul that said, what he has taught them, the same they should, commit to other people. So you cultivate legacy by pouring into people. This is deliberate, pouring into people, by mentoring, by teaching, by modeling a lifestyle others can learn from. Legacy is multiplication. Let's say that. It is seeing a potential in others and maturing it for, helping them to nurture it. It is creating rooms, opportunities, and systems that empowers people to rise. When you build people, you extend your influence beyond your lifetime. So your greatest legacy will always be the lives you transformed. So if I may ask you, which pillar needs the most attention in your life right now? I want you to think about it for a minute. Which pillar? I've told you it's 5 pillars, okay? We have talked about 5 pillars tonight. So which of these pillars resonate with you? Which one are you having issues with? Which one? I talk about clarity. Do you know who you are? Do you know why you are here? Do you know your purpose? Number 2 is, values, contribution, consistency. Let me say consistency. Number 2 is consistency. Number 3 is contribution. Number 4 is character. And number five is cultivation, which is nurturing people. Let me tell you my legacy story. Okay. Let me show beautiful. Like okay, because they won't see it. So so let me talk about my legacy story. Okay, so let me talk about my legacy story. So I want you to, because I just want to use that as an example, for instance. So I want to share a part of my journey. I want to share a part of my journey with you tonight as we continue. I want to share a part of my story with you. A few years ago, I went through a season where everything around me was forcing me to confront patterns. I did not even know, you know, um, those patterns had followed me for years. Patterns of silence, patterns of survival, patterns of minimizing myself so that others could feel comfortable. I don't know if you have been there, you know. I knew I was called to help. For instance, people to heal, to rise, and to rebuild. Yet there were parts of my own story that needed to be faced with truth and courage. Writing Pattern Breaker, which is the book that the people are holding in this picture on the that I'm sharing right now. You won't be able to see it for those who are on Facebook. You know, writing Pattern Breaker was not just a book project for me. It was the defining moment in my life. I knew I was not writing from theory. You know, sometimes people write from theory, you just think about it, you write it. No, that was not me. Most of the books I've written actually born out of experience. If I'm writing a devotional, it's because of an encounter. Like, for instance, I'm writing like two, three devotionals right now because it's an encounter. I don't want to talk about it right now. Okay. It's an encounter that I had this year in my moment of being in the presence of God. So, writing Pattern Breaker was not just a book project, it was a defining moment in my life. I knew I was not writing from theory, I was writing from lived experience, from answered prayers, from inner work, and from the grace that kept pulling me into purpose when I felt unqualified. While writing the book, I felt God stretching me. I felt the weight of responsibility and the privilege of stewarding a message that was bigger than me. It was the moment I realized that legacy is not something you wait to build in old age. It is something you build one obedient step at a time. As I wrote each chapter, I kept thinking about the women who would read it, women who were tired of cycles, women who had carried shame, or anyone who would come across that book. Because you know, most of my books, I'm targeting women because I love women. So I think I write for women, but my books actually can bless any gender. Women who wanted to rise, yet feel, felt stuck between who they were and who God was calling them to be. I wrote for them. I wrote for the next generation. I wrote to create something that will outlive my emotions, my season, and even my lifetime. Then something happened, okay? As I began mentoring women through the message of Pattern Breaker, my understanding of legacy, deepened. I saw women find language for pain they had never voiced. I saw them break cycles that had followed their families for years. I saw confidence return, clarity awaken, and purpose rise. Them transform. And in that transformation, I saw a glimpse of the legacy I was building. To God be the glory. Legacy became real to me. The day I realized that what God deposited in me was now multiplying in others. The words I wrote were now words someone else was using to teach her daughter, counsel her friend, strengthen her marriage, or rebuild her confidence. The wisdom God taught me in private was now producing fruit in places I'd never been physically present. I say all this to remind you that your legacy may not start with a big platform. It may start with one decision, okay? One step, one book, one courage-filled moment. One person you choose to mentor. One person you choose to mentor. Legacy is the impact that continues even when you leave the room. Pattern breaker helped me see that my life is a message, and that message is meant to be multiplied. And just like me, you carry something that must be passed on. Your story is not wasted. Your healing is not wasted. Your wisdom is not wasted. Someone's future depends on your courage today. I want to tell you, legacy isn't what you leave for people, it's what you leave in people. Can I say that again? Legacy isn't what you leave for people, it's what you leave in people. So, like I said, one lesson that I've learned, legacy begins with one courageous decision. Your story is a seed that multiplies in others. Your legacy. So let's do some exercise. I told you this is a workshop, right? So you have to work. You have to work. Okay, so bring out your workbook. If you have received your workbook, because I sent it out. So I want you to write something. I always like to journal. It helps you to remember. It helps you to work on what you're doing, because once you are writing, journaling is actually very good. When you're writing, and you begin to reflect, things you don't even know that you need to know will begin to come to your mind. So right now, I want you to, if you have not opened your workbook, open it now. And let's do that. So this is your size. Turn to page 5 in your legacy workbook. I want you to write down 3 areas where you want to see lasting impact: family, faith, and future generations. Let me see. Okay, I even know what to do for my um other people. Let me do this. Okay, so you're writing, right? Someone is writing. I believe. I want to believe you're writing. 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 I want to show you guys on other places. I want to show you the workbook. I just remember that I can actually show you from here. Okay, so right now we are writing. This is exercise time. So write down 3 areas where you want to see lasting impact. The family, faith, future generations. What is your area? Is it within your family? Is it in a place of faith? Is it professionally? Where do you want to make lasting impact? You can write it down. So I want you to pause for and write that in 2 minutes, 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 2 minutes. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see it. 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 2 minutes. Okay. So now I want you to ask yourself, thank you, everyone that have participated. Now ask yourself, what am I doing today that supports that vision? What must I stop, start, or strengthen? So I knew that I had to impact women. So I write books for them to help them. I want to help Christians, people of faith, believers, to strengthen their intimacy with God. So I write devotionals. So what are you doing, to support what you want to do? What must you stop? What must you start? What must you strengthen? We strengthen things, you know. You don't sometimes we say don't work or don't build. If it's not, if you don't have the grace for something, you don't need to build on it. If you have the grace, you can strengthen it, you can build on it. I know that I have the gift of writing by God's grace, so I strengthen that. What do I need to do more? Legacy is not what you achieve, but who you become while achieving it. So let me ask you this question. Who had a moment of clarity tonight? In the chat, you can share what God is highlighting to you. Okay, so let's do that in the next. Who has a moment of clarity? So if you can, and if you want to speak, you can unmute. Otherwise, write in the chat. Okay, some people are beginning to write. So I hear courage to start again. Someone said, I hear courage to start again. I hear freedom from fear of insignificance. Okay, who else? So I hear commitment to serve the next generation. Okay, somebody said, I hear to start now, 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 now. You know, one of the things we said earlier on is the word we speak. You know, even comforting words, encouragement. People don't know that's a gift. It's not everybody that can encourage others. You know, let me just encourage everyone. Legacy requires faith. Hebrews 11, for those who are familiar with the scriptures, shows men and women who died in faith, having not yet received the promise, but they laid foundation for others. They laid foundations for others. Even as we continue with that, let me ask you, what does legacy mean to you with all that we have said? What does legacy mean to you? What patterns are you choosing to break? What contributions are you ready to release? I don't know if I can see it. Can you see it? Um, so, what does legacy mean to you? Write in your workbook, okay? If you don't have a workbook, just write a note. What does legacy mean to you? What patterns are you choosing to break? What contribution are you ready to release? Remember what contribution is. So let's do that in 10 minutes. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do our declarations. You know, don't rush. You can always go back, revisit your workbook, and write that. Okay, let's do this. Let's do it together. One, two, three, let's go. I'm a vessel of purpose and impact. I'm a vessel of purpose and impact. I'm a vessel of purpose and impact. My life will echo beyond my years. My life will echo beyond my years. My life will echo beyond my years. I sow faith, wisdom, and good works daily. I sow faith, wisdom, and good works daily. I sow faith, wisdom, and good works daily. The legacy I build will honor God and bless my generations. The legacy I build will honor God and bless generations. The Bible says David served his generation. So the legacy I build will honor God and bless generations. And you can say this prayer: Lord, help me to live intentionally. Help me invest my time, gifts, and resources wisely. Let my life be a testament of your goodness for years to come. Amen. Let's quickly, um, I have some I have some questions that people are sending in right now. Some every pattern breaker feels that way at the beginning. There's always one pattern breaker in the family. You are changing cycles that have existed for years. So it is normal to feel alone. But remember that legacy begins with one person who chooses a different path. You are not fighting for yourself. You are creating a new path, a new future for those coming after you. It's not about you. Stay grounded, stay prayed up, stay committed. Change begins with one willing heart, and you are that willing heart. That is why you are here tonight. So don't regret it. Okay, I like this question. It says, how do I know if I need coaching or if I can walk through the workbook on my own? If you feel stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure how to apply these principles in your personal life, coaching will give you clarity and directions. If you are motivated, self-aware, and able to create structure for yourself, the work will be enough for you, to move you forward. Coaching is for deeper alignment, accountability, and personalized transformation. So if you want personalized transformation, you need deeper, you want something deeper. Yeah, coaching is okay for you. I have one-on-one coaching and I have a cohort coaching. I have a group of people coming in like January. I have a coaching that is coming up in January. I have one in May. It's 4 times in a year that I have a group coaching, for instance. But if you want one-on-one, it's urgent. You just want clarity. 1 hour is okay. And it's not expensive. Because you have attended this program, I'll make it for you for small amounts. I'll give you a discounted fee. Okay, I like this one. It says, how do I start building legacy? A legacy when I feel like I'm still healing or trying to find myself. How do I start building a legacy when I feel like I'm still healing or trying to find myself? Let me just say this. Legacy does not begin when everything is perfect. So don't think, oh, everything must be perfect. All the T's crossed, all the, I dotted. No. All the I's dotted, all the T's crossed. No. It begins with awareness. You start with awareness. The moment you become conscious of who you are, I started with clarity of purpose, of your why. You know, the moment you become conscious of who you are, what you carry, and what you want to change, you are already building. Healing is part of your legacy because it breaks patterns, shifts your mindset, and creates room for a new story. Start with one intentional decision at a time. Like I said, I've said it over and over, even this night. Don't rush it. Okay? Don't rush it. And don't, um, you're not in a race with anyone. So know your reading and follow it. Okay? This one, I think I've answered something like this. He says, what if I'm not sure what my purpose is yet? Can I still build legacy? I've said it. Yeah, legacy is not built in one day, okay? It emerges as you grow in clarity. Purpose becomes clearer when you pay attention to what gives you life, what grips your heart, what you feel called to serve and to solve, and where your gifts naturally flow. While you are discovering your purpose, keep living with integrity, value, and intentionality. Those are foundational pillars of legacy. Remember those 5 pillars. Oh, okay. We are in Q and A. Let me see if I can share something. Okay. Okay, so the question again, how do I stay consistent with my values when life becomes chaotic and unpredictable? And life will surely sometimes become chaotic, sometimes become unpredictable. You will live in a uncertain world. You don't know what next. But consistency is not about perfection. It's about alignment, okay? So when life gets busy, chaotic, return to your value and ask, what decision honors who I'm becoming? Start with one value each week and let it guide your choices. Consistency grows when you build simple systems that supports your lifestyle and protect your peace. Someone said, I want to contribute to others, but I feel I do not have enough to give. Where do I start? Contribution is not measured by size, it is measured by sincerity. You start with what you know. What do you know? What you have experienced and what you can offer right now. It could be an encouragement, wisdom, mentorship, prayer, listening. Sometimes we just want to rant. They're just looking for somebody to talk to. Don't talk. I know some people will call me sometimes. I don't advise, I don't cancel, I don't do anything. They just want to talk to someone. And I listen. And when they are done, good night, can we pray? No advice, no counsel. Sometimes don't even offer prayer, just listen. And sometimes teaching. Your story is a gift on its own. Your journey is a resource. Start small, start where you are. Impact grows as you grow. We talk about, I think the last pillar was cultivation, which is nurturing, mentoring. That's where mentoring comes. So somebody asked a question. How do I cultivate people when I feel like I'm still learning myself? You can never finish learning. That's just the truth. As we continue to move in life, you will learn. You will learn from your mistakes. You will learn from other people's mistakes. You will learn from your environment. You will learn. You will learn formally and informally. So learning cannot stop until we get to the grave. You don't need to be perfect to pour into others. You only need to be willing. If you are willing and obedient, cultivating people is about being present, just being there, sharing what you know, modeling your values, and working with others as they grow. As you learn, you teach. As you heal, you support. The same comfort you have received, you give it out to others. As you rise, you lift. Legacy multiplies through simple, consistent investment in people. I think I like this question. I feel like I'm starting late. Can I still build a meaningful legacy? Do you feel that? I feel that sometimes, even myself. But absolutely, you can start at any time. I don't know whether on Facebook yesterday I saw somebody that said, some people that said, oh, it's too late at 40, at 30. It's too late to start something. They are now 40 years old. When they were 40, it's too late to start something. They are 50 years old, 10 years gap. Some people said it's too late at 50. They are going to be 60. So there is no time you want to start anything that you cannot start. Legacy is not measured by age. It is measured by intention and action. Don't just have intention, just do it. Some people wake up at 60 and shift generations. And I'm going to shift generations. I am going to shift generations. Others wake up at 30 and redefine their family history. God does not count years, He counts decisions. Your next choice, your next healing step, your next act of obedience can rewrite your future and influence those coming after you. It's never too late to choose legacy. It's never too late. It's never too late. Okay, let me answer this one. Will I be able to apply what I'm learning to my family, work, and my community? Mhm. Yes, that's the art of legacy. I think we started with that. That's the art of legacy coaching. What you learn is not just for you. Actually, it's not for you. It is transferable. You will gain tools that you can use to raise stronger children, build healthier relationships, lead with integrity, mentor others, and create impact in your workplace or ministry. Now, that question is actually related to uh, the coaching, as not the workshop, the coaching for those who want to continue. So, legacy is multiplication. What transforms you will empower those connected to you. Okay, that is question and answer. I'm going to move to announcement before we go. I hope we are impacted tonight. I think you are impacted, equipped to go start something or to start doing something to strengthen what is weak, to strengthen what you're already doing. Remember the five pillars. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to yeah. So before we close, I want to make some announcements. I want to share a few important announcements to help you continue this journey with support and structure. If you can see those questions that people were asking. If you want to go deeper with today's content, the Transformational bundle is going to be available by Friday. It will include the full workshop replay and the complete workbook with all the exercises, reflection prompts, and the guidance we use today. This is for anyone who wants to revisit the section, reflect more privately, or continue the process on their own pace. You will find the link immediately after the session, not immediately after the session. I take that back. By Friday, because we're going to edit the video. You can see what happened tonight. It was cutting in and out. So for those who are ready for personalized growth and accountability, I have coaching opportunities available. You can join the upcoming cohort or work with me privately. I think I've said that. This is for you if you want clarity, structure, emotional healing, purpose alignment, or safe space to rebuild and rise. The details and application link will be shared with you so that you can choose what fits your season. Then we have resources, dedicated Telegram group where you can receive weekly inspirations, updates, and resources that support your transformation journey. It is safe, intentional space for learning and staying connected. You will get a link right after the session. I think I've posted it in the chat, and I encourage you to join so you do not walk this journey alone. Those are the main updates, okay? Those are the main updates for us before we go tonight, okay? We bless the name of the Lord and we thank God for what God has done, okay? And if tonight's session stirred you, something in you, don't let it end here, okay? Take the journey deeper with building a legacy, devotional, and legacy workbook. We have a devotional, we have workbook, and we have the replay together for the bundle. Is going to be $19.99, and you can upgrade to join the January cohort for coaching and accountability. So, yeah. So we thank God for what God has done tonight. Thank you, Father, for this evening of clarity and awakening. We seal every word, every decision, and commitment in your presence. Let our lives be living letters of your grace and glory in the name of Jesus. Bless everyone who have come tonight and those who will be listening to the replay after. We ask, oh God, that indeed let our lives be a life that inspire, build, encourage, lift others in the name of Jesus. So I want everybody to begin to write. Before we go, write one word that describes your takeaway tonight. Write one word that describes your takeaway tonight. And as we go and build a legacy that heals, empowers, and transforms. God bless you. So look forward to the replay link during the week. Yeah. So finally, you don't want to go? Okay. So walk with intention, live with clarity, build with purpose. Your legacy begins now and here. Okay. So I want to hear from you. And yeah, I want to hear something back from you. Send a testament, what you have gained from tonight. I want to share that with us so that it can encourage me. Okay. So don't forget, you are writing Israel every day. Choose to write with wisdom, grace, and purpose. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. So we end tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.